Yeah.
Um, so first off, I should ask, how is the season going, the NPL season going for you so far?
It's not going too well for us. We're in a bit of a relegation scrap right now. It was so it's been better. Last year we were in the grand final, and now we're in a relegation. But get a bit of best of both worlds. Get to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Um, but no, we're looking good to stay out, and it's definitely a different experience. But all the boys are still positive, and the vibes aren't too bad yet, which is good.
Even though it's not going as well as planned for you, are there things you're taking out of this season that you thought you've improved so far compared to last year?
Um, Yeah, I think just mentally, I think first half of the season, for me personally, was a bit tough. I was a bit in and out of the squad. Just wasn't in great form, so it was hard to stay positive. But I've just tried to remain positive, keep working hard off the pitch, which in the middle of the season worked well. I caught some form, started scoring goals and all that, which is always good. Started winning, so yeah, I think that was the big thing this year. I was just trying to remain positive and trying to keep a good mindset.
So, for those of you who haven't followed your journey, Tim, or have just started to, how would you introduce yourself?
Oh, good question. Well, I'm Tim Atherinos. I've been playing soccer for about 20 years now. Since I was like 4 or 5, I started kicking a ball, and I'm still going now. Um, and I've started a page trying to help kids and just help any player really just be a better person on and off the pitch. Through I feel like when I was younger, I didn't really have the help that I feel like people need. So I've tried to help create that environment of helping kids out, helping people out, and yeah.
The page that you mentioned, I did want to ask because I did find it interesting. In the intro video, you mentioned you started watching YouTube videos beforehand and you were training yourself. Could you explain what gave you the idea to do that?
Yeah, I feel like maybe when I was a kid, there wasn't as much social media as there is now. So we had YouTube. So you look up, yeah, how to get better, how to score goals, how to do all this stuff, which works. It helps, but it's definitely not as much out there as there is now. I feel like there's a lot more content, a lot easier to get improve yourself. But the hard thing is obviously finding the right person with the right intentions that's actually looking to help you and has good morals and good personality. So yeah, I feel like it's good for the younger generation now that they've got a lot more help and a lot more mentors now to help them out.
At the time, what would you say you were specifically looking for in terms of what you wanted to improve?
Um, as an attacker, I've always just wanted to improve scoring more, being more direct and dribbling, all that type of stuff. But yeah, a lot of the stuff online you just find probably isn't that useful in actual soccer. It's just like skills or learning how to knuckleball and shoot free kicks and all that, which isn't very practical on the pitch. And didn't really learn too much about like nutrition or what to do in the gym, like all that type of stuff, which I hope to help kids out bit more off the pitch, a bit of everything.
So is it just kids you're hoping to reach out to with your
Uh,
instruction?
doesn't have to necessarily be kids. Obviously, they have a lot more like to develop because they're a bit younger, but any age really, anyone looking to improve themselves on and off the pitch. So, which is me, I continually trying to get better as a person and as an athlete. So, yeah, anyone can really follow along and enjoy the journey.
Now you're the person creating those videos, and at the time you were probably looking for the resources when you in your younger years. Did you ever expect that you'd be in the position now doing that?
Nah, not really. I'm not very extroverted. I think I start to open up to people when I get to know them and stuff, but at the start especially it was very hard to talk to a camera, and especially acting and trying to be a bit more out there. I'm a bit a bit quieter. So it was a bit tough at the start. Didn't expect myself to actually do this content creation life, but it's been very good and it's rewarding just knowing that I'm helping people and that I'm getting myself out there.
You did mention you're introverted and doing the whole content creation. Have you found that has helped you uh, the way that you look at football, particularly when you're making this content for other people?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely helping myself. It's definitely opening my mind to how I can improve myself, which is going to help other people improve. And yeah, just figuring out all the different things there are to look at as like food and gym and soccer and how to balance that with life and work and just there's a lot of time. There's not much time and a lot of things to do. So I've been trying to keep up with everything.
How are you enjoying the process so far, making the content? Because when did you like start deciding that you wanted
Uh,
to do this?
just started. Yeah, just I feel like I've since maybe last year I felt like it's probably something I should do. Seeing so many like pages and people online, just like that's the new wave now is trying to get your name out there and all that stuff. So, but obviously it was hard to do at the start, so I delayed it for a bit, and then start of the year I was like, I got to do this, and I just decided to post my first one, and that just got the ball rolling a bit.
So how do you come up with the content that you want to post online? Because I'd imagine there'd be a lot of ideas that you have.
There's so many things you could post about. Just get inspiration from other people, I guess. When you're just watching videos, you'll get inspiration. I think of just my previous experiences of what I've been through, what I've done, and am still doing now. So I think about all that stuff. What I try to think of what people would want, of like what they need to improve and what they want to hear. Um, and then just try to help them out through my experiences and what I've learned.
I also did want to ask you because you did have the opportunity to experience professional football when you played in the FFA Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, what was the experience like for you during that time?
Yeah, it was very surreal. Never thought I'd really get into that opportunity, especially since like a few years before that, I stopped football for like a year. I quit for like half a year. Just mentally wasn't in it and just didn't think I really had a chance to do that. So then to get picked to go to Victory and then get flown out to Darwin and play a professional game it was a crazy experience, from like going to the airport with all the boys, getting a flight together, and then having food at the hotel, buffets and all that. It was just it didn't feel real. So yeah, it was an unreal experience doing all that, and that professional environment is just it's I wish everyone could experience it once at least. It's very good, very fun, and yeah.
So you've played across, the professional environment, NPL now currently, and the lower tiers as well.
Yeah.
What is something that people might misunderstand about that football pathway that you'd say?
I feel like the tiers in Victoria, at least since I've been through, they're not like it's not separated too much. Like from the A League or the academy at least to like state. I came from State League One, which is like 4 divisions lower, and then next year I went up a division, and then the next year is up like 2 divisions. So it doesn't take like 10 years to climb up the ranks. You can, as long as you're doing all the right things and working hard, you can definitely climb the ranks a lot quicker. The gap's not like too big. It's not impossible to get to. So that's what I found. As long as you're working hard, doing the right things, you're not that far off the top.
Is there anything that you've learned in your time during the FFA Cup that you've taken and you use in your footballing now?
Yeah, definitely from just the full preseason I did with the professional team. Being under Tony Popovich was really good. He is just such a professional person, really keeps the standards high. And I'm just reminded every time I try to take a shortcut or something, I just think of if he was watching me, he'd be disappointed, or he'd be screaming at me. So it definitely keeps me in check, that professionalism, and everyone at that level, they all keep the standards high. Like you don't miss passes, you make sure you warm up properly, run to the cone, you don't take little shortcuts, skip things. Like yeah, just definitely reminds myself to always keep the standards high.
And the in terms of your level of success, because you have played at the at that level, would you say that yeah the goals like still the same, or has it changed during the time when you first entered? Because you did enter uh, at 21 in that professional environment.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Since having a just a sniff of it, I guess it's made me yeah want to go back to that. It was a really good experience, really good level, and yeah, dropping down to division was tough. It was hard for a bit, and then but yeah, I've still got that hunger now to try and see what level I can get to. And this page has definitely helped that because sometimes I mentally get out of it, or I just like, what am I doing this for? But then now that I've got a community and got some people that like my stuff, I want to try get to a high level and see what me and everyone else can get to.
Yeah, well, you look like you're doing a great job because you were named Player of the Week a few times for the NPL. I've seen. So
Yeah. Definitely, I definitely have it in me. I just gotta yeah keep that consistency up and yeah just stay focused.
also, you played in the grand final last year, the NPL.
Mhm.
Obviously, it wasn't the year or the result that you guys have wanted, but
Yeah.
what did that moment mean for you to be in the grand final?
Yeah, it was crazy as well. That was a big shock for all of us, I guess. We I think we were the first team ever in NPL to come sixth and then make the grand final. So yeah, no one expected it. We beat all the big dogs of the competition to get there, and then we finally got our chance and couldn't believe the crowd. Like I thought at Lakeside Stadium, normally it's just one side of the stadium's full. But this game, for some reason, everyone showed up and both sides were full, behind the goals, everything. There was, I think, about yeah 13,000 people or something like that. And it was just yeah, it was crazy. It felt like a professional game. It was bigger than like the FFA Cup game I had. That only had a few thousand, I think, and this one was just yeah something different. So it was amazing playing in front of that environment.
How did you take it? Because that was the biggest crowd that you mentioned. Was that you nervous, or did that help you get excited more for the
Yeah,
game? Or-
I didn't think I would be nervous until like in the warm up. I was like, oh wow, this is surreal. It felt alright, but I was alright. But then once the game started at kickoff, I was next 5 minutes. I just couldn't breathe. I was just taking it all in. I was getting a bit nervous, and I was like, oh god, we're really here. It took me about yeah 5 10 minutes, I reckon, to settle into the game, and then finally the nerves settled. Finally got my rhythm, and then yeah, I had a really good game, which I was happy with.
Obviously, I assume you'd want to do it again. In another grand final. Maybe not, you know, this year, but
Yeah,
you
maybe
want
not this season,
to.
but yeah, definitely keen to get into another grand final and just more big games.
Pairing now, the player that you are now with the player that you were when you were younger, would you have any advice for them? If you could say anything.
I think definitely the off pitch stuff is super important. The mentality. I feel like yeah, when I was younger, I'd be a lot be down on myself. I'm still trying to improve every day to be better with all that stuff. But it's definitely the mentality of making sure you've got high standards. That you every day you just be disciplined and make sure that you're doing the right things. And then when you're on the pitch, it just helps so much more. You're positive and you're confident because when you're like that, then no one can really stop you on the day.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I think that was all the questions that I had for you. Was there anything else that you wanted to share, maybe about the content creation side or anything really?
um, Um, yeah, I'm in the process now of starting to create my actual community, a little private community. So that's hopefully coming soon, which will help help the players that really want to take things to the next level and that want to make sure they're in a community of like-minded people. Because I feel like that's something that I've always missed in my life, of just having a good core group of people that all have the same goals and ideas. I feel like that's really important, especially as a kid and as my age as well now, is really important to make sure you're in a good group, good surroundings, and that helps you get uplifted.